Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to the Mad Poet Show. Thank you for being here. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and we are playing a show. What is going on? Ryan Heflin, I haven't seen you in like 15,000 years, man. How are you doing? Great to see you. I need to make my chat message a little bigger here. Man, your streaming space is just getting cooler every time. Thank you very much for the compliment. I have had a great time setting this whole thing up. It's so much fun just to play here like this. And I've done a lot of really cool shows. I'm very fortunate that way. But yeah, this is really fun stuff. So thank you very much for noticing. Thanks for stopping in. I didn't even know you had been watching my streams at all. That's great. Ryan and I used to be in a theater production together. Very cool guy. Part of the Knights of Seattle, or the Seattle Knights. It's been so long since I don't even remember what they're called. I'm such a bad friend. But we had a very, very good time on stage together. Very cool stuff. So yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you enjoy it. Good times. Good times. So I'm going to play 2 albums today. That's kind of been my usual thing. Got started a little late. I was hoping to get started around 3 o'clock, but my camera over my camera number 4 was not working, and that was a problem. So it turns out I have an extension cable for the HDMI, and it's too long. I just put it in the other day, and so basically every time I like go to turn off the overhead the room lights, I have to duck under this cable and stuff. So I put an extension cable around. It was really nice, but then it didn't work. So bummer. These things happen. But hey, we got the show going, and here we are. Let's make some more music. This is my 62nd album. It's titled Spider. Going into the second song. This is dedicated to my grandpa Art. Very cool guy. I was very close with my grandparents. We had a good relationship. He would not have understood this song at all, but he would have appreciated it. This is called Frantic Whispers. Alright, what we got going on here? And Ryan says, get to see parts of my streams time else. Yeah, well, that's kind of one of the cool things about streaming is it doesn't have to be a full-on engagement kind of a thing. It's, here and there. You can just kind of hit it when you want to. A lot of people just put it over in the background, just listen to the music. And so I think it's a great setup for this. We got Todd coming in from Live Space. Great seeing you as well. And got some other stuff going on. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Right now, Todd and I are running a bit of a test on LiveSpace. It is, I've mentioned this before, it's a beta platform. Todd, go and give me about 6 more messages, like type 1 or 2 letters into it. Don't even have to say anything, just so we get down, maybe even 8 or 10 more. Just throw some in there so we see what happens with that chat scrolling, and I'll let you know. So yeah, right now you've got, looks like 5 messages in there, and I'm about halfway full. Let's get a little more than 100% full to test this out. We're testing some of how the chat function works on that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Live Space setup when it does go public. It's going to be very cool. But yeah, we're kind of in the testing phase. It's really, it's been a great community. I don't know how many beta testers there are. There are a few of us. But it's been a really great community. I'm on their Discord, and the staff have been super cool. So I really hope that their platform works out. Okay, Todd, is this a poem I should read over chat or not? I am a family-friendly stream here. We'll see what happens. I'm going to hit my next song while Todd puts up some of this stuff. We're going to see what happens. This song is called Wild Rose. Okay, Todd. So I see what's kind of going on here. I think this may be because I'm using a very small view. So what I've got is in my monitor number 4, as I call it. I've got 4 chat boxes set up for Vaughn, DLive, Nono Live, and LiveSpace. So I've got about 1/4 of a monitor. It's a 1440 pixel. I will try to take a screenshot of this, and hopefully that'll work. And so it is scrolling down. The chats are scrolling, but the very bottom one is in fact covered up partially by there's on the bottom, there's the little menu bar with the home, messages, notifications, and go live buttons. So that is hiding just the bottom part of the messages. And like I said, that may just be because I'm using a very, very narrow bit. Let me actually just pop this open in a full window and just see if that makes a difference. Probably should have done that before we started. So yeah, I think when I have a full view, it looks like that is kind of a different deal. But I will send you that screenshot so you can see what I'm talking about. And that may, I don't think this is a huge deal. And if I just scroll it a little bit, then it comes right down, and I can see everything that you wrote. So, I'm just gonna drop some guitar picks. That's why if you're a guitar player, have extra guitar picks handy. Because trying to find them in the dark with sunglasses on, not the best method. Nonetheless, I think this is just primarily, Todd, due to the small nature of what I'm using. But that was a really good test. I really appreciate that. Okay, so now we got a poem about me here. The mad poet guitar player, a true artist at heart, crafting melodies with fingers and pouring out his art. Oh, this is good. His voice echoes through the ether, a soulful ballad strain. I need to make these bigger as well. There we go. A soulful ballad strain carried on the waves of music and heard by all who came. For hours he played and sang. I haven't sung on stream yet, but ChatGPT does not know that. On LiveSpace's digital stage, his fans all watched and listened and raved about his page. His fingers danced upon the strings and plucked each note with care, his voice an instrument in tune with the rhythm of the air. Yeah, ChatGPT needs to watch me. No singing. This is great. This is hilarious. I love this. In the world of live streaming, he was a master of his craft, creating beauty from his soul and sharing it at last. The mad poet, guitar player, a true inspiration to us all, a beacon of creativity and shining star in the digital sprawl. That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome. Thanks. So yeah, I think that was a good test. And hopefully that helps you guys. And yeah, we'll see what goes on. Beautiful. And for the rest of you, thank you for your patience while I help out Todd and their awesome crew over at LiveSpace. Right now, you have to be on part of the beta even to view the LiveSpace platform. So it's not something I'm leading people to yet. But hopefully, one of these days they'll work out everything they want it to be, and it'll be awesome. And if not, then they'll just keep working on it until we collapse. Anna says that, yeah, so if anyone is interested in checking out Live Space, Todd says viewers can sign up on the wait list. We do have a wait list available at www.live.space. And so, yeah, go check it out. It is a very cool place. I'm looking forward, like I said, to seeing it expand and doing its thing. Sometimes it's got to do that thing. And the thing I need to do is drink some water. All right, let's just jump straight into this. We're going to pick it back up here, go high energy. This one's called Crimson Kiss. Alrighty then. I just need to make myself a note here. My sheet music is too small, and I have basically a template set up. I used to stand closer to the system before I changed my cameras around, and so now being just a little further away, if I get a little too, I can kind of see it. Fortunately, I've played this album enough that I kind of know what's going on. But at times I'm like, oh man, I better just go to some improvisational stuff here because I don't know what I'm supposed to play. Fortunately, I can make decisions like that on the fly, but I do like to have this in order. So let's go, let's put a notepad up here. I'll have to change that around. Oh, and if my fingers aren't on the right keys, it doesn't help. There we go. I misspelled spider without a D, so it's spider. Whatever, man. I'll know what it means. I know what it means, man. That's all I need. Well, you know what's going on now, right? You know what's going on. Because you're here. And you're breathing. And it's time, because ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This song is called Where Have You Been? Lighting crew time. What's going on, lighting crew? That's a quick, easy one. Speaking of lights, I have been continuing to program lights for more albums. I've been working on Solace and Delirium. I think I got that one about halfway. If I sat down for just 5 to 6 hours straight and just knocked it out, I could finish one like that. But it's something I don't really enjoy doing, so I don't tend to really put myself into it. And it's something that I've got enough albums set up to be playable that there's not a really large impetus to get to it. And that's totally on me. I just need to sit down and do it. But I did crack open today the album And Tragedy Wept, which is my 23rd album. It's one I've been really giving consideration to for a while. It's an interesting album from my perspective, because if any of you out there have ever taken music lessons, you know about the thing where you practice and you're working on a technique or a chord or a song, or you're just working on something and you're getting it, you're making improvements. Then you sit down in front of your music teacher and it just completely falls apart. And you're like, I could do this, I really could. And I can guarantee you that your music teachers understand this, because we've all been through it. And in my students, that happens, It's like, I had this. I really had this. No, I get it. You did have it. You're absolutely right. On my 23rd album, the first song is called Deadly Wisdom. I dedicated it to my guitar teacher, Kevin. One of my guitars. I've had some really good teachers and mentors over the very large number of years that I've been playing guitar. Kev has been my kind of most consistent guitar teacher. And back then, so my 23rd album, that was kind of right in the middle of when I was doing my album a week thing. And I'm recording this, and normally it would take me about 4 to 6 hours to record the lead guitar parts, which was the last bit of recording I would have to do on any given album. So I did 4 to 6 hours to do an album's worth. So I sit down. I really should have done Kevin's song last, but I didn't think about this. So, and he knows this story. If he happens to be watching out there, this would not be the first time that he had heard this. So I sit down and start recording. So I start recording Kevin's song, and all of a sudden, it's like Kevin is in my head. I'm playing in front of my guitar teacher. 6 hours before I got that song done. I ended up recording until 6 o'clock in the morning. Happy with the way the album came out. And I finally got, a good take on it. I couldn't even listen to that song for 6 months after I released it. I'm like, when I finally did listen to it, I'm like, okay, I did all right on this. This is good. I don't have to be ashamed of this. Very cool album. I really like that. I mean, I like my own music. That's one thing when I record music, when I create music, I hope to create music that I myself would enjoy consuming, and I generally do. I've missed on a few for sure. The Battle Hymn of the Fallen Warrior, I think that song sucks. Published it anyway, whatever. And there's a place in the world for music that sucks. So anyway, I did start programming lights for that today, and there is also a particular challenge on that song where it switches to classical guitar right in the middle of the song, which I'm just not going to be able to do. So I'll just have to play some light solos over that or something. I'll work something out for that. But I'm looking forward to playing it. And I'm curious, of course I will let Kevin know that I'm playing it live. If I know that he's watching, how well will I do on that song? There's a big question. So the whole playing it live thing, is that going to take me back to the recording session? Time will tell. Nonetheless, we've gotten to the somewhat title track of this album. The album is titled Spider. And on some of my albums, I will have a title track. On The Patron Saint of Murderers, I also have the song The Patron Saint of Murderers. This simply references the title, and it is the second greatest song title of all time. This song is called A Spider, an Octopus, Two Horses, and Other Things with 8 Legs. Giancarlo Jimenez, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, says, I don't understand. I am from Latino America. No problem, and I apologize if I'm saying your name incorrectly, but welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you like the music. I hope you enjoy everything we got going on. And, wherever you are out there, you're coming in from DLive, Trovo, Nono, Nemo, LiveSpace, YouTube, Facebook, Picardo, Twitch, VK. Just got VK and Nono going today. Those should be going. Let me check and make sure. But wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate everyone who tunes in, whether you are watching or chatting or listening on the side, does not matter. I just appreciate people's presence here. Always nice to have you. So it looks like I've got 13 websites finally going. I was going to connect to Vimeo. They do live streaming, but they charge $65 a month for their live streaming service. And I'm like, no, we're done. Thank you for your time. It's not even worth it, gang. Not worth it. But the others, I got plenty of other places I can stream to, so I don't need that. Alrighty then. I never remember how many songs are on each of my albums. We're getting close to the end of this one. What do we got here? Okay, so we got 3 more songs here, and then we'll switch over. And next we're going to play Hard 6, my 59th album. I don't have anything witty to say right now, so I'll just go ahead and play. This is called Unchangeable Destinations. Okay, so we've got 2 songs left on this particular album. This next one, I always enjoy this, and I've talked about this before on stream, that this is written in E flat minor. No, this is not written in E. I'm totally thinking of the wrong song. This is written in B flat minor. We don't need to talk about this. Well, we'll talk about, in the poem that Todd and ChatGPT put together about me, it mentioned me singing, and I said, I don't actually sing on stream. As I've talked about a few times, I have been practicing diligently my singing. I've been working on my singing for years. And over the course of the last 5 years, I've had a couple of what I think of as kind of small breakthroughs in my capacity to sing. I should say my understanding of how vocalization functions. I've read lots of books on it. I've taken lots of singing lessons, vocal lessons, video courses, audio courses. And some people say that anyone can be taught to sing. Other people say either you've got it or you don't. You got to be born with it. I want it to be true that anyone can be taught to sing. Or I should say, I want it to be true that anyone can learn to sing. Because the things that I have figured out that have helped me the most are things that I've never ever heard any vocal instructor talk about. Not even close. I mean, it's so far away from people that were just tutors to full-on lessons, whatever it was. I've never heard any vocal teacher talk about the things that are actually helping me. And if I get to the point where I'm happy with it, I will make a video about the steps I actually took to get to my understanding. And so one of the things is, like I said, I really want it to be true that anyone can learn to sing. And so I think that's like one of my biggest impetuses to continue to practice, is because I want to be able to say, yes, anyone can learn to sing, but most people don't know how to teach it. And that's a lot of the problem. If you don't understand the mechanism, doesn't matter if you can do it or not, you got to understand the mechanism first. Like, if you don't realize you got to use your fingers on a guitar, it's like, this isn't working well. I want to do chords. It doesn't work. So you do got to have the mechanism in place. So I really hope that this works out. Also, because I have written these albums with vocals on them that I think will be really cool albums, particularly The Thief of Time and Tokyo Sunrise, which are kind of much lighter. They're not heavy metal albums. They kind of be on the light rock side of things. But I think that they'll be very enjoyable albums to listen to. I'm looking forward to doing them. I've got enough music written for Thief of Time. I just need to write all the lyrics, and then I can get the structure of the songs in place around the lyrics, and everything will work. Tokyo Sunrise would take a bit more, but it also would, and that's Tokyo, T-O-K-I-O, referencing Tokyo, Washington, not Tokyo, the city in Japan. And that's a bit of a story behind that. We won't worry about it. What we will worry about is the theory and practice of mayhem. blasted a bit too much smoke in here on that last one. It'll clear. It always does. Okay, we got one more song on this album, then we're gonna do the switch over. We'll see how that goes. I'm getting pretty good at the switch over. One of these days I may be able to do it without talking my way through it, but I don't think I'm there yet. Not quite. There's still a lot of steps that have got to be in place just right to get that to work. So we'll see what we can do. Until then, just relax and you'll be screaming in your sleep. Okay, let's see how we do on the changeover here. So we got to close out the sheet music. Got to take the sheet music track out of this Reaper file. Reaper is my recording program. Got to turn this off. Get the camera back on. All right, we've got to switch over to the next album. And essentially what's going on here is I have to have my recording program open my sheet music program. And it can only do it in one place at a time. So I have two different tabs open in my recording program, one for each album I'm playing. So if I, when I did 3 albums last Saturday, I had 3 tabs open. If I have this device, this plugin that opens up my sheet music program, if I have that open in more than one tab, it just causes no end of trouble. So I've got to make sure I take it out of one, put it into the other. And so it's a little bit cumbersome, not hard to do, but a little bit cumbersome. And if I don't, basically the sheet music program is just an absolute bully of a program. And if it's not handled with the correct level of care, then it just like steps all over stuff. So getting that correct, I'm in shape now. So like I said, one of these days I may be able to do it and just not have to talk my way through it, but I'm not quite there yet. All right, we're getting into the album Hard 6. The album title came from the show Battlestar Galactica, where Admiral Adama would say, "Sometimes you just gotta roll a hard 6." I'm not good at impressions, so that probably didn't sound like him. Weird show, cool show, but it had some weird stuff in it in places. The first few seasons you could really follow, and then for a while I got like, man, I'm not sure where we're going here. I'm not even sure where we were. But I like it. It was a very, very fun show. I like it. It has some cool stuff in it. Great characters in that. Really, really solid characters. And for those who don't know, Hard 6 is a reference to rolling the dice. There are, you can get a 2 and a 4, a 1 and a 5, or two 3s. Rolling 2 3s is the statistically least likely one. It's the hardest one to roll. So that's what a Hard 6 is. That's why there are dice on the album cover for Hard 6. This first song is going out to my man Jesse. We used to play together in a rock band. Awesome bass player, really cool guy. Song is called Visions of Ecstasy. I just realized now that I'm playing these two albums back to back that Wild Rose, which is I think the third track on Spider, which I just played, and The Night of the Vampire's Forlorn Revolution. I can't tell these two songs apart. They start out very, very similar. This kind of a feel. They've definitely got some different chords. This one goes from an A minor to an F major to a G major to back to an F major, and then to an E minor. And I don't remember but it's a very similar feel, and it starts out with the kind of lighter distortion. So in my mind, I just realized that these are. I never know which one I'm actually playing, even when I'm playing it. They just kind of feel like the same to me. Wild Rose definitely conjures up a different vision as far as the title than this one does. This song is called The Night of the Vampire's Forlorn Revolution. gonna make another little note here. Need to cut the lights a little sooner at the end of that. And I also need to change my sheet music for this one, just like I did on Spider. So playing these two back to back was informative for me. And type that over. There we go. That will help. Cool. Get into some D minor now. I do enjoy playing in a variety of keys. Kind of forces you to approach your improvisational playing a little bit differently. And basically wherever you have your root note, I should say the way wherever my root note is at, my tonic note, if you will, I visualize around that how my scale is laid out on the fretboard, and different positions giving me kind of a different visualization of how that works, and then that guides where I might go. And I've got a variety of different ways that I will visualize things in different keys. And yeah, so let's get into some D minor. We're going to have no B string available. We'll have the rest of them. Well, I should say the B string isn't available. The open B string is not available because there's a B flat in this and not a B. I'm just talking trash now. This is called The Tides of Sorrow. Okie dokie. My brain is thinking about, we were kind of been talking about singing a little bit on here, and my brain is kind of thinking about the whole singing thing now, and yeah, kind of looking forward to my vocal practice when I get done here. Definitely, you know what, yeah, because I do, there are certain things that I just do. Like, I was talking with Sarah a while back, and a lot of people really struggle with the whole idea of getting to their daily exercise. So, they want to exercise, but they don't get to it. And that's a struggle that I've just never had. If a day goes by that I'm not exercising, I just feel off. It doesn't work for me. And every once in a while, I don't even schedule rest days. It's just open up the calendar, don't put any marks on it, and then all the days that are marked, those are my rest days. What happens, every once in a while, stuff just comes up. Like recently we had the stuff with our stove, so we got, the stove repair guy coming in, and we got parts, and, sometimes, life gets busy and you just miss a day. That's your rest day. So I'd probably take like a rest day like once every 4 or 5 weeks. And because it just, yeah, to me, if I don't do at least a little bit of it, like I'll have lighter days. Like I might have some days where I'll just like grab a hula hoop and just like hula hoop for half hour or something. And the way that I hula hoop, that's a very light exercise. There are some people out there who can, they're hula hooping with like, 3 or 4 different hula hoops, and they're getting after it. Not me. But yeah, definitely, lately part of my daily routine has been the vocal practice and reading through the newer materials that I shouldn't say newer, I've found some older materials that are new to me that actually solidified some information. And so yeah, now that it's in my brain, and looking forward to my nightly vocal practice and exercise. We'll be doing another kitchen stream again soon. Like I said, I need to make my daughter some cookies. I am a negligent father in not sending my 30-year-old daughter cookies on a regular enough basis, because, it doesn't matter if your daughter's 30, she still only seems like she's 4. That's how life works. Any parents out there will totally understand this. I know my parents still think that I'm about 11 years old. I think that's about how far I've gotten in their eyes now that I'm in my 50s. So maybe Renee will make it up to double digits here in about 10 or 15 more years. But so far she's still only about 4 or 5 years old. Sorry, kid. But yeah, I do need to do another kitchen stream before long. Maybe later in the week I'll do a kitchen stream. Not sure. It was actually kind of nice. That last one I did, I really needed to clean up under my desk. There was so much dust under there, so that was good. But it is a lot of work getting all that stuff upstairs. Nonetheless, we're going to slow it down here a little bit. Nothing crazy to say. We're just going to slow it down a little bit. This is called a myth of silence. just realized that I am streaming out to VK. VK.com is a Russian website, and I haven't streamed there for ages. I had my stream key set up incorrectly, so I need to just see if anyone is chatting on there, and I'll have to find the chat box for it. And I should mute this. I'm going to just turn my volume all the way down. I want the desktop volume coming through here. Okay, it shows me as live. Well, that's good. Now, I know on some websites the comments don't show up if you come in late, so I don't know. If anyone is on VK.com and you understand English, like I said, I know it's a Russian website. If I've missed any of your chats, please accept my apologies. Never my intent. But yeah, I will have to... I'll check back on that. I mean, I haven't streamed on there in much. I don't think I ever had much in the way of viewership on that website, so not a huge deal. I also just want to check one thing here. You know, like I said, you're still working out the new bits of the system. Okay, no, everything's in good shape here. We're in good shape, looking good. Again, wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much for being here. I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Streaming my 59th album currently. Hard Six is the title of the album. And this next piece is called The Circus of the Serpent. Okay, what kind of craziness we got going on here over here now? I see. We're going to play another song. Just to do something a little different. Because that's what we do here. Oh, I'm getting a little tired here. That's good. It's good to be a little tired. It's good to be a lot tired sometimes. I was trying to, exercise earlier. Really looking forward to getting back out, hitting the road here. It is warm. I went out when I got up this morning. Well, this morning is about 10:30 for me. To go out and finally it got to a point. There's still a little bit of snow on the ground, but I was feeling the heat off of the sun. I'm like, oh yeah, that's on its way. That's coming up. So running weather is around the corner, and it's going to be happening soon. I do indeed hope. Looking forward to the running. I need to check my lighting system. I feel like something may not have... Aha! Interesting. I'm going to have to check that too. All right. I'm going to make another quick note here. Thank you for your patience. Cool. Yeah, that just seemed a little off to me there, so I'm glad I noticed that. There's some of the stuff I do with the light setup, just it's a little hit and miss at times. I don't always expect it to work perfectly. It is not a perfect system. It's a cool system, but it's not a perfect system. Nonetheless, I've told the story before, so I won't tell it now. This song is called Why Do You Forget Your Dreams? Something funky is going on with the lights here again. And I don't know why. Thought I noticed some odd stuff in that one. Okay, nonetheless, thank you for your patience. I'm gonna have to take a reasonably close look at those lights to see what's going on. You know, tech stuff, it comes up. It's part of the game we play. It's kind of got to be, you know? Got to be willing to work through the bits and the pieces and the flex and the things and the stuff and the junk. Okay, we're a little over halfway through this album, so you know I don't know, we probably got a good half hour or 45 minutes left in this show. Looks like we got 5 more songs going here. This one actually was. The title of this came from a poem that I wrote many, many years ago. I think it may have ended up being the title of the poem as well. I'd have to look it up again to see. I used to do the poetry readings. I did a little poetry reading courtesy Todd earlier from Livespace. I might have to do more poetry readings one of these days. Don't get all my stuff in play. I'm not going to go look for one now, but one of these days, we may have to incorporate that again. That was kind of fun. All right. Nonetheless, this piece is called And You Laugh Quietly. Still not quite sure how to handle this. Haven't decided yet. We used to only do one album per show, and so we would generally only have one G sharp minor portion of the show. But now I'm tending to do 2 albums per show, and G sharp minor keeps coming up over and over and over. So ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the second G sharp minor portion of the show. And that's about as witty as I can get with it. This one's called A Face in the Window. definitely enjoying the longer format streams. This has been a lot of fun. I had a lot of people coming, kind of finding me from different parts of the world. I had Giancarlo Jimenez in earlier from YouTube, from Latin America. I had someone from Bavaria the other day, and from the UK. I had someone, someone's been coming semi-regularly from Brazil. So that's all been really cool. Kind of new people checking things out. Always a good time. And again, as always, thank you for being here wherever you're tuning in from. I do appreciate that you spend your time on me in any way at all. Let's just see if there's anything coming from. Okay, I probably don't have anyone watching on VK, but not bad to continue to check. Like I said, I don't think I ever had a ton of traction on that website. It's kind of like a Russian social media website. But hey, I'll stream anywhere in the world, man. I don't care. I want people from all over checking things out. I'm not partisan in that way. I think we're going to slow it down a little bit on this next song.